Hi my friends, welcome to our channel English with Alexander. And really, it's a great video. You see all modal verbs in English grammar with examples, levels from beginner to advanced. That's fantastic. And you see it's a full course. It's wonderful. Okay, so many modal verbs, and I'm sure you need to know how to use them correctly. For example, would have, or will be able, and so on. Okay, are you ready to start? Thank you. Okay, you can put a like if you really like this video. Thank you, my friends. Okay, let's start with can. Okay, so really, first, let's talk about can. It's very easy. Really, it's very easy. So can means that it's possible for us. For example, you can say, I can speak English, but I can't speak Chinese. Okay, I can't speak Chinese. And my friends, I have a test for you, a short test for you. I think it's okay. Good? So you see, with examples and also exercises. So this video is full of examples and exercises. Okay? Which one is correct? I can find it, or I can to find it. I can to find it. Okay? So, which one is correct? This one. I can find it. I can find it. Okay, my friends, let me correct something. Okay, you need to remember that we use must, can, may, might, should plus verb without to. Without to, okay? No to, no to. So can plus verb. Okay, but there is one exception or exceptions. I think you like exceptions. Ought to, okay? Ought to and have to or has to. Okay? We use them with to. Ought to means should. Okay? We are going to talk about it soon. Okay, just remember that we use these modal verbs without to. Okay, my friends, more practice and more exercises for you. Okay, which sentence is correct? Okay, you have some time. Please choose the right sentence. We say, she can go there. Yeah, can plus go, it's okay. She cans, no, never, never. So I can, she can, he can, no. We don't change it with these modal verbs. No, we don't change it. And she can goes there. No, of course not. Okay, next. Let's talk about could. It's a little bit more difficult. Okay, first of all, you need to know that we use could in two main situations, present and past. Really, we use could when we talk about the present. For example, you could help me now. It means that it's possible for you to do it. You could help me now. or you could find a better job. So it means that it's possible for you to find a better job. And you see, it's more polite than you can find a better job. So in these situations, you can say you can help me now, or you could help me now. You can find a better job, or you could find a better job. The difference is that could means, it sounds more polite. So sometimes we prefer to use could for this reason. We often use could in questions. For example, could you tell me? Could you tell me how to get to this place? How to get to this place. Okay. You can ask, can you tell me how to get to this place? But if you use could you, it's more polite. And if you use please in the end or at the end of the sentence, you'll be very polite. Listen. Could you tell me how to get to this place, please? And my friends, don't forget to smile. Okay, you know that we mostly use could when we talk about the past. And there are two situations, again, so real, so when it really happened. Look, I could learn English for hours. I had so much time. You see, it was possible for me and I did it. Really, so I wanted to improve my English, and so I wanted to have a good level in English, and I could learn English for hours. I had so much time, I had enough time for it, and I did it. Okay, so could learn. So can, we use can for present. You see? Can for present and could for past. Good. But my friend, there is one more situation. So you see that we sometimes use could so for some situations which were unreal, and you need to use another structure. Look, could have plus the third form of the verb. V means verb and free means the third form, unreal. So you see, could have for unreal situations. Okay, please look. You could have learned English more intensively. You see, could have plus the third form. You could have learned English more intensively. Good, very good. So, could have learned English is the third form. It means that I know that you didn't learn English intensely. Yeah, we know he didn't learn it intensely enough. So it's like a recommendation. It's like some kind of advice. You could have learned English more intensively. And if you use this structure, or if I use this structure, it means that it didn't happen. It didn't happen in reality. And so, okay, it's my recommendation. But it didn't happen. Okay, I think that you need more examples. Okay, look. Look at this situation. He failed his exam. And then you need to choose the correct sentence. Look. He could prepare for it better, or he could have prepared for it better. Okay, so he failed his exam, and I have a question for you. So, did he prepare enough? Did he prepare enough? No. Did he prepare enough? No. So he didn't prepare enough. So we know that it didn't happen, and it didn't happen, you see, and we use this structure for unreal. Could have. Could have. He could have prepared for it better. So we can say it because we know that it didn't happen. Okay, one more example. Let's look at the second situation, or let's look at this situation, okay? Good. So, you see, I found this channel last month. It's so useful. Okay, really, if you look at this channel, so, for example, you can say, I found this channel last month, it's so useful. And you want to say, I could have found it much earlier, or I could find it much earlier. Okay, and I have the same question. So, did you find this channel earlier? Did you find this channel earlier than last month? No. So we see I found the channel last month, so it isn't possible. And if it isn't possible, so I could have found it much earlier. It means that it's a good idea, or it was a good idea for me to find it much earlier, but I didn't do it. And if you look at this situation, it's the same thing. Okay, it was a good idea for him. Okay, it was a good idea for. It was a good idea for him to prepare better, but it didn't happen. He didn't do it. Okay, and we use this structure. Okay. I could have found this channel much earlier. Good, great. And if you write this, sentence or this phrase, yeah, it will be great. Good. Okay, next. Okay, you know that we can use can when we talk about the present. Could for present and past. Could have for past. Okay, but let's understand what we use when we talk about the future. Okay, my friends, please remember, we use can for present. Students often ask me, can we use it for future? Okay, I'll answer this question just maybe in 2 minutes. Okay, but just let's have a look at these things first. Okay, can for present, could for past, and for future we use will be able for future. Will be able, remember it. So, if you're talking about now, I can do it now. I can do it now, so it's possible for me to do it. Okay? If you're talking about yesterday, I could do it yesterday. Good. I could do it yesterday. Yeah, it was possible for me. Good. And when we talk about the future, we use this structure. Remember, will be able. I will be able to do it tomorrow. Or we can use its short form, I'll be able to do it tomorrow. Okay, really, it's a very useful expression. Okay, let's get back to your question. I can do it tomorrow. Can I say it? Yes. So sometimes we can use can when we talk about the future. But if you say, I can do it tomorrow, it means that there is no guarantee. So maybe I'll do it, maybe I will not do it, or I won't do it, we don't know. So it's possible, but no guarantee. If you say, I'll be able to do it tomorrow, it means that I'm sure. I'll be able, I'm sure. Okay? So if you're sure, so you use I'll be able to do it tomorrow. Okay, I'll give you one more great example, okay? You can say, I'll be able to learn English. And if you say, I'll be able to learn English, or I'll be able to speak English correctly and fluently, yeah, that's great. It means that I see that you are sure. Okay, very good, my friends, very good. Okay, let's continue. Okay, more practice for you. I think you don't mind. So, you don't mind means I think it's okay for you. So, which one is correct? Please, think about it. I will able to solve this problem. I will be able solve this problem. I will be able solving this problem. Or I will be able to solve this problem. Okay. So before you choose, I can tell you the structure. So again, will be able to do something. Will be able to do something. So you see, will be able to. We need to. Maybe this, maybe this. Be. We also need be. So I will be. So this one. I will be able to solve this problem. I will be able to solve this problem. Good. Okay, you know, students often ask me, okay, so we can, use could, will be able, but what about be able? Can we talk about it can we use it when we talk about the past? Yes, it's possible. Look, sometimes it's possible. You see, we sometimes use was or were able to talk about the past instead of could. Look, I was able to earn this money, to earn or to get this money, or I could earn this money. What's the difference? Really, it's a good question. And so we mostly hear that we use was were able for a single action. So it happened once. So I was able to earn this money. It means that it happened once or one time. And I could earn this money. It means that it was possible and I could do it quite regularly. Okay, but anyway, we mostly meet could. Okay, we sometimes meet was able. You just need to know that it means could, but we don't use it so often. Okay, let's talk about the next modal verbs. So must have, Okay, and some others. Good. Must and have to. Okay, if you really want something, say must. Okay, I must speak English better. You really want it. I must improve my English. Okay? We use have to in this context too, but you know that we use have to when it isn't, I use it when it isn't my wish, when I have no choice. Look, I have to get up early. I have to wear a uniform. Okay, I don't like it. Maybe I don't like it. I don't like getting up early. I don't like wearing a uniform, but I have no choice, so I need to go to work. So I need to work. I have no choice. And if you have no choice, you say have to, okay? I have to get up early. I have, you see, I have to wear a uniform. Okay, so you see that we talked about can for present, past and future. Let's do the same with must for past, present and future. I think it's a good idea. So you see that we use. So if we look at the present time, have to or must, you can say I have to be there on time, or I must be there on time. Good. If we are talking about the past, so must or have to, only had to. I had to be there on time. And we use will have to for future. I will have to be there on time. Okay, a short test for you. I must be there yesterday, or I had to be there yesterday. Okay, which one will you choose? So we use had to when we talk about the past. Had to. I had to be there yesterday. Good. And we'll have to. So you see that we use, if we look at can, we use will be able to. And if we look at must, okay, we use them. So you see that we use will have to, talking about the future. Good. Next, should or ought to. So when we give some advice, we use should or ought to. So should without to and ought with to. But you know, ought to is very formal. Not formal, but very formal. Okay, look. You should learn English more regularly. So it means it's a good idea for you to learn English more regularly. You should practice sport. It means it's a good idea for you to practice sport. Okay? Or you can use ought with to. You ought to take these measures if you want to succeed, or if you want to be successful. You see, ought to it's more formal. Okay, and you know, if we are talking about the past, so you can use must, could, may, might, would, plus the third form. Plus the third form. Okay, plus the third form. You remember, I could have found this channel much earlier. I could have found this channel much earlier. I could have found this channel much earlier. Or have, yes, plus have, would have, thank you, plus the third form. You see. Or I can say he must have made a mistake. You see, it doesn't matter he, she, it, we always use have. He must have made a mistake. It means that I really think, I'm almost sure, almost sure that he made a mistake. He must have made a mistake. Okay? He must have made a mistake, but I'm almost sure it's another meaning. Okay, should and ought to, the same thing. Should have plus the third form. I should have found this channel much earlier. It means that it was a good idea for me to do it. Or I can tell you, you should have gone there. It means that it was a good idea for you to go there. Or let's look at the next sentence. They ought to have sold more. You see? It means that they didn't sell enough. It's like should, but more formal. Good. What about would? We use it in this structure. I'd like, or I would like, to drink a cup of tea. It means I want, but it's more polite. I would like to drink a cup of tea. Okay, we can say I would do it. So would plus verb. It means it's a good idea. It's a good idea. I can tell you, I would study English more regularly. Or I would learn English online. I would learn English more regularly. And you know that we often use would with conditionals. With the second conditional. So if I were you, I would do it. It also means it's a good idea. I would do it if I were you. So you remember, I hope you remember that we use were with I, he, she, it in conditionals. We mostly use were. And in the third conditional, so would have plus the third form. If you had followed my advice, you would have earned more money. So would plus verb. We see it in the second conditional. And if we look at the third conditional, would have plus the third form. The third form of the verb plus the third form. Okay, if you had followed my advice, you would have earned more money. But it means that these situations are unreal. It means that I'm not you, and so you didn't follow my advice. Okay, need. Okay, sometimes people say that it's a modal verb, but it's mostly an ordinary verb. So you see, you need to be more careful. You need to be, or you must be more careful. I need to study harder. Okay, we use don't need or needn't, or doesn't need for he, she, it. I can say you don't need to worry, it's okay. So don't or doesn't plus need, or you needn't worry. It's also okay. You don't need to worry or you needn't worry. So when we talk about the past, I can say didn't need or needn't have. You didn't need to come there yesterday, or you didn't have come there yesterday. But if I say you didn't have come, it means that I know that you didn't, I know that you came, and it was unnecessary. I know that you came, and it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary, or it was unnecessary. Unnecessary. So that's the difference. So you can meet either so didn't need or didn't have. It's okay. Okay, next. Okay, you also need to know some structures like, be allowed and be forced. Okay. We also see it here. So forced and allowed. So it's also about modal verbs or structures, modal verbs structures. So be allowed. Look, we say to be allowed to do something. To be allowed to do something. Allowed. Double add. Sorry. Okay, to be allowed to do something. He isn't allowed to leave home, or he isn't allowed to go out. It means that he can't leave home, so because of someone, or he wasn't allowed to play computer games. So okay, maybe his parents told him no, so you can't play computer games. Okay, next, be forced. So we say be forced to do something. They were forced to agree. It means that they agreed. They agreed, but it wasn't their wish. But it wasn't their wish. It means that okay, they didn't like that idea, but they agreed. So they had no choice. So you can say I was forced to do it. I was forced to do it. I did it, but it wasn't my wish. Okay, sometimes they say that shall, will, and dare are also modal verbs. Shall, we use it with I and we for permission. Shall I call her? So it means that it's like may. You know that sometimes we use may for permission too. May I come in? May I come in? But it's very, very formal. Or shall, it means is it okay if I call her? Will, I think it will rain tomorrow. But for me, will is an ordinary verb, so it's really a little bit strange when people say that it's a modal verb. But sometimes we see that they say shall and will are modal verbs. We mostly use will in modern English. And dare, we sometimes use it. I mean that this verb isn't so common, but we often see it in negative sentences. And it's an ordinary verb. They didn't dare to complain. It means that they didn't want to complain, or maybe they wanted, but they were not ready to do it. And we sometimes use it as a modal verb without to. Sometimes use it, and you just need to know this phrase, I dare say. It means that maybe I'm a little afraid, but I can say it. I dare say we need to go there. Just remember this phrase, okay, dare say. Okay, I dare say we need to go there. So I dare say and then you continue this idea. So I really think like this one. Okay, my friends, so I really tried to do my best to record this extremely useful video course, especially for you. So you can put your likes and you can also share it with your friends. And so I think that it was a good idea to create this channel English with Alexander, but I think I could have done it much earlier, or I should have done it much earlier. What about you? What do you think about all this? Thank you, my friends, and I wish you good luck. Bye-bye. Hi, my friends. Hi. Welcome to our channel English with Alexander. So you can put a like if you really like this video. So it's a full course on modal verbs. Yeah, great. Fantastic. Okay, let's start, with this modal verb, can. Remember, we say can plus verb. Can plus verb. For example, I can do it. I can do it. We can translate it. We can translate it. You can read it there. You can read it there. They can understand it now. They can understand it now. He can help you. He can help you. She can come here. She can come here. It can really help you. It can really help you. Okay, and my friend, I have a short test for you. Test, okay? Good. So, he can do it, or he cans do it. He cans do it. Or maybe he can does it. Okay. So what will you choose? Think about it. Test. Test for you, my friends. You see, can plus verb. No S, no S. Can plus verb. You must remember, my friend. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus can plus verb. No S, no S. So we'll say he can do it. He can do it. Good. Very good. Okay. Test. So 1 and 2. He can go there, or he can to go there. What will you choose? Think about it. You see, can plus verb without to. Only it. He can go there. He can go there. Okay, let's revise it. So you see, can plus verb. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus can plus verb. I can do it. We can translate it. You can read it there. They can understand it now. He can help you. She can come here. It can really help you. Test. He can do it. He can go there. Okay. It's a statement. Statement. Okay, good. Let's talk about a negative form. Negative form. So it's can't. So it's if it's American pronunciation. So can't or can't. British. Can't. Yeah? Can't or can't. Okay, if it's can't, it's a long sound. Long sound. Long sound. Can't. Can't plus verb. Can't plus verb. Or can't plus verb. Okay, can't is American and can't is British. Okay, let's use British. So can't. I can't do it now. I can't do it now. I can't say it. I can't say it. We can't understand it. We can't understand it. You can't see it. You can't see it. They can't help us. They can't help us. He can't translate this sentence. He can't translate this sentence. She can't come home earlier. She can't come home earlier. It can't happen. It can't happen. You see, can't plus verb. Can't plus verb. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus can't plus verb. Very good. So no to, no s. Okay, my friend, I have a test for you. Okay, I can't understand it, or I can't to understand it. Okay, which sentence is correct? Please tell me. With to or without to? We say I can't understand it. You see, without to, I can't understand it. Okay. Can't plus verb, long sound. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus can't plus verb. I can't say it. We can't understand it. You can't see it. They can't help us. He can't translate this sentence. She can't come home earlier. It can't happen. Test. I can't understand it. Okay. So it was a negative form. Negative form. Okay. Let's talk about questions. Questions. Remember, can plus subject plus verb. Or can I, we, you, they, he, she, it plus verb. For example, can I help you? Can I help you? Can we go there? Can we go there? Can you tell me this thing? Can you tell me this thing? Can they agree? Can they agree? Can she call us? Can she call us? Can he understand it? Can he understand it? Can it help me? Can it help me? Can it help me? Very good. Okay, test. How will you say? Can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? Or can you to do it for me? Can you to do it for me? Okay. With to or without to? We say it without to. So, can you do it for me? Next. Can he helps us? Or can he help us? Which sentence is correct? Can he helps us? Or can he help us? We don't say to, we don't say as. No to, no as. So, can he help us? Can he help us? Very good. Okay. So, we talked about questions. Okay, let's talk about special questions. Special questions. So we usually put a question word in the beginning. Then we have can plus subject plus verb. Or question word plus can plus I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus verb. Okay, for example, where can I find it? Where, it's a question word. Where can I find it? How can I help you? How can I help you? Where can we see it? Where can we see it? How can he do it? How can he do it? Why can she say this thing? Why can she say this thing? Okay, my friends, very good, excellent. And a test for you. Okay? So, how can he find it? Or how can he finds it? Which sentence is correct? He finds or finds? Without S, how can he find it? How can I see it? Or how can I see it? So which sentence will you choose? Only can. No do, no does, only can. Remember. Only can after a question word. So we say, how can I see it? Okay, my friends, very good. Special questions. Question word plus can plus subject plus verb. Question word plus can plus I, we, you, they, he, she, it plus verb. Where can I find it? How can I help you? Where can we see it? How can he do it? Why can she say this thing? Test. How can he find it? How can I see it? Okay, very good. Okay, let's talk about the next modal verb. Must. Must. We say must plus verb. I must do it. I must do it. We must check it. We must check it. You must call him. You must call him. They must correct it. They must correct it. He must be more careful. He must be more careful. She must be more polite. She must be more polite. It must motivate you. It must motivate you. So you see no to no S. Okay, test for you, my friends, test. She must comes now. She must comes now. She must to come now. Or she must come now. Which sentence is correct? So no S, no. To, no to with must, no. Only this sentence. She must come now. Okay. I must do it. We must check it. You must call him. They must correct it. He must be more careful. She must be more polite. It must motivate you. Test. She must come now. Okay, negative form. Mustn't plus verb. I mustn't do it. I mustn't do it. Not mustn't, not mustn't. We don't pronounce t, no. Not mustn't, mustn't, mustn't. I mustn't do it. We mustn't go there. We mustn't go there. You mustn't listen to it. You mustn't listen to it. They mustn't correct it. They mustn't correct it. He mustn't work so much. He mustn't work so much. She mustn't spend so much money. She mustn't spend so much money. It mustn't worry you. It mustn't worry you. Good, very good. And I also have a test for you. Okay. So, she mustn't listen him, or she mustn't listens him. Please choose the correct sentence. Okay, or she mustn't to listen to him, or she mustn't listen to him. Okay, so you see 4 sentences. Which sentence is correct? Okay, you see that we don't have as and we don't have to. And we also say listen to, listen to. Remember, listen to, without to and without as. So she mustn't listen to him. So this sentence is correct. Good. Mustn't plus verb. I mustn't do it. We mustn't go there. You mustn't listen to it. They mustn't correct it. He mustn't work so much. She mustn't spend so much money. It mustn't worry you. Test. She mustn't listen to him. And a question. So must, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus verb, plus verb. Must I say it? Must I say it? Must we read it? Must we read it? Must you analyze this report? Must you analyze this report? Must they control it? Must they control it? Must he check it again? Must he check it again? Must she write it down? Must she write it down? Must it happen? Must it happen? Okay. Please choose the correct sentence. We have a test again. Must she correct this mistake? Or maybe must she corrects this mistake, or must she to correct this mistake? Okay, no as, no to, so must she correct this mistake? Okay, very good. So must I, we, you, they, he, she, it, must I say it, must we read it, must you analyze this report, must they control it, must he check it again, must she write it down, must it happen, test, must she correct this mistake? Good. And you know, let's talk, my friends, let's talk about special questions with must. Okay, very good. Special question. So you see, we put a question word, then must plus subject plus verb, or question word plus must plus I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus verb. For example, why must I do it? Why must I do it? Yeah, it's a very good example. Why must I do it? Or why must it happen? Why must it happen? Where must it take place? Where must it take place? Or how must I improve my English? How must I improve my English? How must I improve my English? Okay, very good. Okay, special question. Question word plus must plus subject plus verb. Or question word plus must plus I, we, you, they plus he, she, it plus verb. Okay, why must I do it? Why must it happen? Where must it take place? How must I improve my English? And I have a test for you. So test. Why? Which sentence is correct? Why it must help me? Why it must helps me? Why it must to help me? Why must it help me? Why must it helps me? Or why must it to help me? Which sentence is correct? So you see, no as, no to, and first we put a question word, then must. So we have must after a question word. Yeah, so must after a question word. So we have must after why. No as, no to. So why must it help me? Very good, my friends, very good. But you know, the problem is that must sounds very formal. Must, right, sounds very formal. Okay, in reality, we often use should instead of must. In reality, we often use should instead of must. Okay? Listen. We say should plus verb. Should plus verb. We usually say you should. You should. For example, you should do it. You should do it. It means that it's a very good idea for you to do it. It means that it's a good or it's a very good idea for you to do it. Okay? For example, you should learn English more intensively. You should learn English more intensively. You should practice sport. You should practice sport. It means it's a very good idea for you to practice sport. Okay? Or he should say it. He should say it. Okay? She should watch this lesson again. She should watch this lesson again. Should watch this lesson again. Okay, you know, must sounds very formal. In reality, we often use should instead of must. Should plus verb. You should do it. It means that it's a very good idea for you to do it. You should learn English more intensively, or maybe more regularly, or maybe more systematically. Okay? You should practice sport. He should say it. She should watch this lesson again. Good. And so I have a test for you, as usual. So test. You should to go. You should to go to the gym, or you should go to the gym. You should go to the gym. Okay? So with to or without to? Without to. You should go to the gym. Remember, should plus verb. No to, no s. Okay. She should does more physical exercises. More physical exercises. Or she should do more physical exercises. Please, which sentence is correct? Think about it. So you see, no s. You need to say she should do more physical exercises. Okay, right. You should go to the gym. and she should do more physical exercises. My friends, good, very good. So let's talk about a negative form. So shouldn't plus verb. So we also say I shouldn't, we shouldn't, and so on. For example, I think I shouldn't spend time on it. I think I shouldn't spend time on it. Or you shouldn't listen to her. You shouldn't listen to her. She shouldn't change her job. She shouldn't change her job. He shouldn't criticize other people. He shouldn't criticize other people. Okay, so shouldn't plus verb without s and without to. Okay, so he shouldn't wastes time, or he shouldn't waste time, or he shouldn't to waste time. Okay, which sentence is correct? So you know, shouldn't plus verb without s, without to. So we say shouldn't waste. He shouldn't waste time. Good. So shouldn't plus verb. I think I shouldn't spend time on it. You shouldn't listen to her. She shouldn't change her job. He shouldn't criticize other people. He shouldn't waste time. Okay. If you want to ask a question, you put should in the beginning. Should. So should I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus verb. For example, should I use these materials? Should, you see, should I use these materials? Okay, should I, or should we use these resources? Should we use these resources? It's better now. Should we use these resources? Should they discuss it again? Should they discuss it again? Should she invite them to the party? Should she invite them to the party? Should he take this offer? Should he take this offer? Okay, test for you. Should I to go there? Should I to go there? Or should I go there? So no to, should I go there? Very good. So should I, we, you, they, he, she, it plus verb. Should I use these materials? Should we use these resources? Should they discuss it again? Should she invite them to the party? Should he take this offer? Test. Should I go there? Okay. Maybe you want to ask a special question with should. Okay. So you put a question word. Next. Should. Question word plus should. Then you have I, we, you, they. He, she, it plus verb. For example, what should I do? What should I do? Where should we go? Where should we go? How should we prepare for this exam? How should we prepare for this exam? Okay, my friend, I have a test for you. So, what should he does? What should he do? Or what should he to do? What should he to do? So you see no S, no to. What should he do? Okay, special question. Question word plus should. I, we, you, they, he, she, it plus verb. What should I do? Where should we go? How should we prepare for this exam? Test. What should he do? Okay, my friends. We talked about can, good, so must, good, and should. Okay, very good. Okay, compare these two sentences. Compare these two sentences. You must do it. You must do it. Or you should do it. What's the difference? What's the difference? Okay, you must do it. It can sound very rude. It can sound very rude or not polite or impolite. Impolite without, so you see, without respect or with disrespect. So you must do it. So it's a little bit rude. You must do it. You should do it. If you say you should do it, it's polite. It's polite. So it means it's a good idea. It's a good idea, or it's a very good idea. So, what's the conclusion? What's the conclusion? Okay, what's the conclusion? If you want to give some advice, it's much better to say you should. If you want to give some advice, it's much better to say you should if you want to be polite. You should. Of course. Yeah, of course, if you want to be polite. Of course, if you want to be polite. Okay, my friends, very good. So we talked about can, must, and should. Compare these two sentences. First, you must do it. It can sound very rude, not polite, impolite, without respect, with disrespect. And second, you should do it. It's polite. It's a very good idea. Oh, it's a good idea. What's the difference? What's the conclusion? If you want to give some advice, it's much better to say you should, of course, if you want to be polite. Okay, very good, my friends. Okay, let's talk about other modal verbs too. Let's talk about other modal verbs too. What other modal verbs can you name? What other modal verbs can you name? Okay. Need. So some people say it's a modal verb. Some people say it's a modal verb. Okay. Next. So may or might, could, would, and have to. Have to. Okay? Very good. Okay? Let's talk about these modal verbs. Let's talk about these modal verbs too. These modal verbs too. And shall. Shall and will. So some people say so it's a modal verb too. Some people say, or these are modal verbs too. Sometimes. Okay. You see. Let's talk about other modal verbs too. What other modal verbs can you name? So need. Some people say it's a modal verb. Could, may, might, would, have to, shall or will, shall and will, and some people say these are modal verbs too. Okay, let's talk about these modal verbs too. Okay, so you see, for it's need. For need. Okay. As for me, I think it's an ordinary verb, yeah, or word. As for me, I think it's an ordinary. It's an ordinary verb. You say need to. Need to plus verb. For example, I need to speak English better. I need to speak English. I need to speak English better. We need to work on our mistakes. We need to work on our mistakes. You need to think about it again. You need to think about it again. They need to stay at home. They need to stay at home. She needs to have a rest. She needs to have a rest. He needs to earn this money. He needs to earn this money. Okay, just remember that we say need to plus verb. We say it with to. Okay? So must, should, need. So need to. So only need is with to. We have must and should without to. Need to. They have a similar meaning. So they have a similar meaning. Similar meaning. Must, should, need to. Yeah, they have a similar meaning. Need to plus verb. As for me, I think it's an ordinary verb. I need to speak English better. We need to work on our mistakes. You need to think about it again. They need to stay at home. She needs to have a rest. He needs to earn this money. And so I have a test for you. Test. How will you say I need do it or I need to do it? I need do it or I need to do it? Of course, I need to do it. I need to do it. Need to, remember. Okay. Let's talk about a negative form. So negative, don't or doesn't need. So if we are talking about a negative form, there are two possible situations. There are two possible situations. So you see don't or doesn't need to, or needed, needn't plus verb. Okay, you can say, so you don't need to go there. You don't need to go there. Or you needn't. You needn't go there. Or he doesn't need to call her. He doesn't need to call her. Or he needn't call her. He needn't call her. So correct. It's correct. You don't need to go there. You need to go there. It's also correct. He doesn't need to call her. It's correct. And he didn't call her. Correct. So you can use this structure, the first structure, or you can use the second structure. Okay, my friend, very good. And I have a test for you. Okay, please. You don't need pay for it, or you don't need to pay for it? Which sentence is correct? Need to pay or need to pay? We know need to, so you don't need to pay for it. You don't need to pay for it. Good. Next. She doesn't so need go there, or she needn't to go there, or maybe she needn't go there. Which sentence is correct? Okay, you can't say doesn't need go, because you say need to, you say don't or doesn't need to. No. If you have needn't, so you don't need to. So needn't plus verb. So you need to say she needn't go there. She didn't go there. Okay, very good. So negative form. There are two possible situations. So don't or doesn't need to, or needn't plus verb. And it's a modal verb. So modal verb structure. Modal verb structure. Good. You see, you don't need to go there. Correct. You needn't go there. Correct. He doesn't need to call her. Correct. He needn't call her. Correct. Test. You don't need to pay for it. Okay. Maybe you want to ask a special question. Maybe you want to ask a special question with need. No problem. So question word plus do or does, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, plus verb. For example, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? Where do I need to go? What do we need to say? What do we need to say? Okay. For example, which answer does she need to choose? Which answer does she need to choose? What videos do I need to watch? What videos do I need to watch? Okay, test. What do I need to say, or what I need to say? Please think about it. We need do and does. So what do I need to say? Good. Where does he needs to go? Where does he need go? Okay. So which sentence is correct? Where does he needs to go? Where does he need go? it isn't correct. So we don't add s in questions, no. And where does he need to go? No, it isn't correct. We need to say, where does he need to go? Only this sentence will be correct. Good. Good, my friends. Okay. Next. So we talked about need. Let's talk about could. Let's talk about could. Okay, very good. So could. Okay. There are two meanings of this modal verb. Yeah, please remember, it's very important. There are two meanings. There are two meanings of this modal verb. Okay? So, you know, we use can for present and could for past. So I can do it now. I can do it now. It's present. And I could do it yesterday. I could do it yesterday. It's past. So it's a past form of can. Yes, first, it's a past form of can. Next, so we use it for present. We use it for present. Look, you could help me, or you could study harder. So for present it means it's possible. It's possible. So I think it's possible. So you could help me. I think it's possible for you to help me. You could study harder. I think it's possible for you to study harder. And it's good. It's possible and it's good. Okay, very good. So could. There are two meanings of this modal verb. You see, can for present and could for past. It's a past form of can. Good. I can do it now, present. And I could do it yesterday, past. We use it for present. It's possible and it's good. You could help me. You could study harder. Okay. We also use it for polite questions. So it's like free. Yeah. Or just means two. Two or free. Okay, we also use it for polite questions. We also use it for polite questions or for very polite questions. Okay? Compare. Compare. Can you help me? Can you help me? Yeah, good. Or could you help me? Could you help me? It's more polite. It's more polite. It's more polite. Could you help me? Or if you want to be very polite, you can ask this question. Could you help me, please? Could you help me, please? Please. And don't forget to smile. Please. Could you help me, please? It's very polite. So we use it for very polite questions. Good. Okay. So, if it's About a negative form, use couldn't. Couldn't. Couldn't plus verb. For example, I couldn't do it yesterday, I was so busy. I couldn't do it yesterday, I was so busy. I couldn't do it yesterday, I was so busy. Couldn't plus verb. Okay, I have a test for you. Okay. I can do it now. I can do it now. Or I so can do it yesterday. Which sentence is correct? Of course, I can do it now. We use can for present. Next. I could do it now. I could do it yesterday. Please think about it. It's more difficult. Okay? I could do it now. Which sentence is correct? Okay. I could do it yesterday. Is it correct? Yes, it's correct. We know that it's a past form of could. It's a past form of can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, correct. I could do it now. Correct? Well, it can be correct. It can be correct if it has this meaning. So, you see, we use it for present, it's possible and it's good. So I can say, I could do it now. It means that it's possible for me. It's possible for me. It's possible for me. It's possible for me. It's correct. So if it has this meaning, it's possible for me. I could do it now. It's possible for me. You know that I really like this lesson, and I could watch all this lesson today. Look, I really like this video lesson, all this lesson, and I could watch all the lesson, and I could watch all the lesson today. Look, it means that means that it's possible for me to watch all the lesson today. Maybe this lesson is long for some people, but it's very, very useful. It's very, very good. You really want to watch it. You really want to get this knowledge, this information. You really want to master your skills and to have, you know, a more advanced level in grammar. And you can say, okay, yeah, it's possible for me. I could watch all the lesson today. Yeah, well done. Good. Okay, so you see, so this sentence is correct and this sentence is correct too. Both these sentences are correct. Okay, good. We also use it for very polite questions. Compare. Can you help me? Could you help me? It's more polite. Could you help me, please? It's very polite. Okay, test. I can do it now. I could do it now. It's possible for me. And I could do it yesterday. I really like this video lesson. And I could watch all the lesson today. Okay, good. So let's also talk about may and might. Remember, may and might plus verb. So, for example, you can say maybe it'll happen, or probably it'll happen. So, or you can use this structure, may, might plus verb. You can say it may happen, or it might happen. So if you have maybe, probably, you need future simple, will, or its short form, or may, it might plus verb. It may happen, so it may happen or it might happen. So I can say maybe I'll do it, maybe I'll do it, or I may do it, I may do it, I might do it. Okay, maybe she'll find this information, maybe she'll find this information, or I can say she may or she might find this information. Okay? So you know that more advanced students usually use this structure. Okay? More advanced students usually use this structure. Of course, you can say it with maybe, but if you want to have a high level, or students who have a high level, they usually say this structure. So may or might plus verb. So you see, may, might plus verb. Yeah, more advanced students usually use this structure. Maybe it will happen, future simple. Probably it will happen. It may happen, it might happen. Maybe I'll do it. I may do it. I might do it. Maybe she'll find this information. She may find this information. She might find this information. Okay. If you want to form a negative form, it's also easy. May or might not plus verb. For example, it might not happen. It might not happen. Or it may not happen. It may not happen. It means, so maybe it will not happen. Maybe it will not happen. Or maybe it won't happen. Or maybe it won't happen. So won't is a short form of will not. It's a short form. If you want to ask a question, so may or might plus subject plus verb. For example, may we take the first place? May we take the first place? May we take the first place? So maybe we'll take the first place, right? So may we take the first place? And you also need to know that we use may for asking a permission. We also use may for asking a permission. But it sounds very formal. But it sounds very formal. Look. May I come in? May I come in? It means can I come in? Can I come in? May I come in, or can I come in? But it's very formal. It's a very formal structure. Okay, but anyway, I think you need to know it. Okay, you see, may, might not plus verb. It may not happen. It might not happen. Maybe it will not happen. Or maybe it won't happen. It's a short form. May, might plus subject plus verb. May we take the first place. We also use may for asking a permission, but it sounds very formal. May I come in? So it's formal. Or weirdly ask, can I come in? Okay, my friends, very, very good. Good. Okay, let's talk about would, have to, shall and will. Good. Would, have to, shall and will. Okay, would. You need to know the structure. I would like. I would like. I would like to. Or shortly, I'd like to. It's like I want. I want. So I'd like to order it online. I'd like to order. I'd like to order it online. She'd like to join us. She'd like to join us. So no S, no S. Okay, you see, good. It's like I want. Next, have to. So you can say I must or I have to. Okay, so have to, it means must, but when you don't want it. But when you don't want it. For example, I have to get up so early. I have to get up so early. So, do you want to get up so early? No, you don't want it, but you must. So, you have no choice. You have no choice. Or I have, for example, I have to do all these exercises. I have to do all these exercises. So you don't want it, but you must. You don't want it, but you must do it. But you must do it. Okay, you can say I must do these exercises. I must do these exercises. You want it. You want it. If you don't want it, but you must do it, have to. Okay, let's talk about would, have to, shall and will. I would like to, or I'd like to. I want. I'd like to order it online. She'd like to join us. I must and I have to. So have to means must, but when you don't want it, you have no choice. I have to get up so early. I have to do all these exercises. You don't want it, but you must do it. I must do these exercises. So you want it. Good. So, and finally, let's talk about shall and will. So some people say that they're modal verbs. Some people say that they're modal verbs. For example, I think it will rain. I think it will rain. So it's about some probability. Probability. But if you ask my opinion, I think it means future. Simple. It means future. If you ask my opinion, it's future simple. It's future simple. Nothing more. Nothing more. Yes, we see some probability, but it's future simple. Nothing more and nothing more difficult. Okay, and I have one more question. What is shall? You know, sometimes we say I or we shall. So you know that we use will with I, we, you, they, he, she, it, will. And it's also possible to say I shall and we shall. For example, I shall look at it. I shall look at it. It means I will. I will look at it. But we mostly use will in modern English. We mostly use will. We mostly use will in modern English. So will, but sometimes maybe you can meet it. Remember this phrase, shall I? For example, shall I do it? Shall I do it? It means like, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Or will it be a good idea for me to do it? Will it be a good idea for me to do it? But it isn't so common. It isn't so common. It isn't so common. Anyway, just you need to know it. Okay, shall will. Some people say that they are modal verbs. I think it will rain. Probability. If you ask my opinion, it's future simple, nothing more. I, we, you, they. He, she, it will. I, we, shall. I shall look at it. Or I will look at it. We mostly use will in modern English. Shall I do it? It means should I do it? Or will it be a good idea for me to do it? But it isn't so common. It isn't so common, but anyway, it can take place. Okay, my friends, so to sum up or in conclusion, so you see, we talked about different modal verbs. Okay, very, very good. Yeah, it's very good. So we talked about, can, must, should, and what is important. Or we talked about special questions with these modal verbs. It's extremely important, my friends. And we also talked about need, could, may, might, would, have to, shall, and will. Different meanings. Okay, but there is one more thing I want to tell you. It's about would. Okay, you know that you can say I'd like to. Okay, it's easy. But if you say I would do it, it means that it's a good idea. It's a good idea to do it. I would do it. Or I would learn English online. Because it's cheaper and it's also very effective. Because it's cheaper. Or I would learn English here, online, or here, because it's cheaper or because it's free. And very effective at the same time. And very effective at the same time. So I would learn English here. It means that it's a good idea. I would means it's a good idea to learn English here because it's free and very effective at the same time.